Hello, welcome to Marriage in Real Life with your hosts, Eric and Patsy Richards, a podcast about two imperfect people with an imperfect marriage. This podcast aims to help listeners know that God, who is perfect, can use your imperfections and your imperfect marriage to help others. So let's laugh and learn. I hope you enjoy the episode, and let's get straight into it.
Hey, well, welcome to Marriage in Real Life.
Welcome back.
Yes. I'm Eric.
And I'm Boss Lady P.
All right. Well, we want to welcome you to Marriage in Real Life. Well, we want to start off like we normally start off, what's been happening in the last 2 weeks since we had the broadcast. And so one of the things that happened was Cindy's birthday party. Yes. That was Saturday, right?
This past Saturday, she turned 55. Yay, 55.
Yeah, 55, and it was a ball by the family.
Absolutely. We had a fantastic time. Thank you to all of those who did tune in and come out.
Right. And I tried to make it back from Chicago. I had a Chicago trip. It was very well worth it. I got to see Natalie while I was up there. And then the knowledge, the resources that was given from that, man, I just love it. So I had a great time in there. So I'm glad I made it back to Cindy's birthday party. Yes. Also, and then yesterday our church was able to give away something to a single mom. Yes. And she came yesterday, and we were able to bless her with $500. So we want to thank all those who participated in that, all our friends and family who participated in that. So we want to give you a round of applause as well. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Also, today, our friend, Pastor Mark Hurdle, he's over in Ghana. Yeah, and he's over there ministering there. I think he's about to be over there like 2 to 3 weeks. And he pays for his own trip to get there and everything like that. And he was online today, and I spoke to the church yesterday, and we were able to donate $100 to him to help. Because one thing he said today is that they don't go to church. If it's raining, they don't go to church because the building doesn't have any walls on the outside. So he was asking for like 15 people to donate $100. I think the only thing they needed was $1,500 so they can put walls on it.
Oh, wow.
So that means the people could be able to go to church and hear the gospel, hear the good news. Wow. That is so good. Thank you, Real Life Church. All right.
Thank you.
And something else happened this week, in the last 2 weeks, didn't it?
Yes, something did happen.
Something did happen? What happened? What happened?
So, for Mother's Day, I wanted to do something different. So I asked Eric if we could go to Top Golf. So I don't know if everybody know what that is, but you go and you just kind of swing and knock some balls out into this big open field, which is amazing. So we went down, and guess what? I won.
Yeah. I give you applause on that. I give you applause on that. Yeah.
And he is so competitive, and he just could not understand how I was killing him.
Yeah.
It's okay, babe. Listen, you can redeem yourself Father's Day.
All right, we'll go Father's Day, and I'll make sure I will redeem myself. All right? Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'll make sure I redeem myself when we go back on Father's Day. All right. Well, we're ready to get into our subject. We want you, to those who are watching with us, please tell us where you're watching from. Hey, give us a shout out, give us your name and where where you're watching from. And we'll make sure we give you a shout out throughout our podcast. But tonight we're getting ready to start how to get your partner to listen to you. Wow. How to get your partner to listen to you. Now, sometimes we cannot get our partners to listen no matter how hard we try. No matter how hard we try, we can't get them to listen. We can sit them down, we can get mad at them, but they still won't listen. So what we want to do tonight is try to go through some tips on how to get it, how to get it. Has there ever been a time that I didn't listen to you?
All the time.
All the time. I got to applause. I mean, do some laughter on that. I got to do some laughter on that. That I don't listen to you.
Eric, let me tell you something. You are the biggest cookie monster I know.
Right.
I have been saying, stop with the cookies. Stop with the cookies. You don't need cookies now. And every now and then, like if I go out to surprise him, and I'll be like, I'm going to grab him some cookies. It's been a while, so I thought it was. It's not been a while. Because I find cookie wrappers underneath the bed, stuff behind the pillows. I'm like, really? You don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
The cholesterol ain't good.
But hey, I've been slowing down on the cookies, have I?
No.
Yeah, I get the cookies with no sugar, so that's good,
but
right?
You eat all them in one day.
Well, I give myself. I be trying. I give myself applause on that.
Okay,
yeah. So yeah. So I try to listen to you. I try to listen to the commandant. To the general. To the boss, Lady P. She the boss. All right. I try to listen. All right. Hey, we see Sister Cynthia is joining us. Hey, Sister Cynthia, how you doing? We praying for your mother. Make sure that we keep praying for your mother. All right. So we getting ready to get into it. Getting ready to get into the. We got some tips. We took this from a blog on how to get your partner to listen to you from Black Marriage and Family Therapy Matters. So I took that from that, and we just want to talk. We may not agree with everything they said, and that's cool too, But we're just going to try this thing out.
Okay, so before we go.
Okay, all right. Let's talk to me.
A time when I didn't listen to you.
Well, all the time. Applause on that all the time.
I can't even believe it. I shouldn't even ask you that question because I knew you was going to say, that's not true. You like my best friend, my homie. I tell you everything. I share everything.
Yeah, you do. But there's been times that you didn't listen, and it took a while for you to get it. And you know what I'm talking about. It took you a while. I said, hey, this person was not good for you, right? Yeah, shake your head. Yes. And I said it, and you said, well, such and such, we're not going to say. And you say, and so you go on years until you finally find out that what Eric was saying is correct. All right?
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to give myself applause that I was right. Finally, I was right on something, Finally, I was right on something. All right. So, hey, Nikki is on. Nikki. Hey, Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
Man, Nikki getting ready to leave us, too. Man, we're so sad.
Well, I'm excited for the new adventure as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to miss them.
We're going to miss the lump.
Be like, who's going to bring me lunch in the middle of the day?
Right. Yeah. I'm telling you, who's going to watch King when we gone, So, all right. We know we're gonna miss them. But you know what?
Moses' mom had to do. She had to release him.
You had to release, And I thank God that we, one thing I like about us that we've been parents that we're like Moses' mom. We put him and we would say, God protect him,
Absolutely.
And God always, in all of our children, God has always protected them. We gave them the tools, we set them out there, and they good, man. All of them are good to go. So, man, we're gonna give the Richards clan an applause. All right, let me get some. All right, good job, boss lady P. All right. So here we go. The first one is choose an appropriate setting. Choose an appropriate setting. All right. So right before this is not an appropriate setting. This is not the right time to say you want your partner to listen to you. When I say
we need to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk. I'm talking about something serious. Mm-hmm. Right before an intimate encounter. That is not the right time. We ready to get busy. We ready to get busy, and now you want to say. Before we get busy, we gonna got all our clothes off and everything, and you're talking about, we need to talk. And when a person says we need to talk, it's a serious talk, right? And so that you'd be like right, how it is, right now, not right now.
Well, let me intervene there.
Okay, all right.
As a woman,
when
you talking about when I say we need to talk, clothes ain't off.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's the last thing on my mind because we need to talk.
We need to talk.
Because I may not even want you to touch me or look at me at this particular point.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm saying we need to talk, best believe That ain't gonna happen.
But if the clothes are off, we're ready to get busy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying right before that, if the clothes ain't off, and you need to say we need to talk, then that's a whole different story. But if the clothes are off, or we feeling, we feeling good, well, maybe we spooning.
You're not gonna let that go.
No, I'm not gonna let that go. I'm not gonna let that go. I'm not gonna let that go. Hey, we got Jordan is on the line. Little Richard's reporting. Hey, Maya. Hey, Maya. Maya be watching us.
Yeah.
So you got to talk to Maya.
Yeah, but she don't need to hear about clothes.
Oh yeah, she don't need to hear about the clothes off. All right. We got the Ferg from North Carolina.
Hey, Ferg.
Ferg. All right. So the appropriate time is not while you're spooning, maybe, or right before an intimate time with your spouse. It's probably not the best time. Your partner be like, what's going on? So instead, you got to choose a time and space where you both have an opportunity to be open and honest. Maybe at dinner. Maybe you and your spouse. But the perfect time is if you have kids, never have a disagreement before the kids. That's not an appropriate time. Right. Because you don't want your kids to see you going off, and usually, especially boys, you start yelling at mama, they'll be talking about, you leave my mama alone. Mm-hmm. Right?
Absolutely.
Right? And even girls. You remember the time Nikki told me to leave you alone? Yo, boy, that's some junk down here. But so you don't want to do it in front of your kids. You don't want to do it out in public either. And I know sometimes you get disagreements out in public, but that's not a good time to do it. What I like? What I love about our marriage, and this is one of the things I love. I love that we can have a disagreement, and we have had disagreements before we went to church, right? Mm. But when we get to church, nobody knows.
Absolutely.
Because it's nobody's business. And so, we get there, we praise, we hug, we move on, we go there, and then we get back home and we continue the argument,
Disagreement.
Oh, disagreement. All right. Disagreement. All right. Hey, Tyrone is on. Tyrone Spencer, him and Kimberly. All right.
Hey.
All right. So, yeah. Ferg says a good idea is to say at a certain time we need to talk specifically about such and such. That's a good time. That's a good thing.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that as well. So we got to choose an appropriate setting, a time where we could talk, where we can sit down and go. All right. So the next one is ask if it's okay to have a conversation. Ask if it's okay to have a conversation.
So in other words, when you have a moment, would it be okay if we have a conversation?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Because this is what the therapist is saying. It's saying if you set a time and a place. Mm-hmm. What you're doing, you're asking them, can you have a conversation? Because what if my mind is not there? What if I'm doing something? What if I come home from work and my mind is somewhere else and whatever? What if I'm thinking about a health situation and you come and say, hey, we need to talk? My mind is not there. I'm not ready to talk at that time. So I guess the therapist was saying, hey, I have a conversation. Is this a good time to talk? You agree with that, or you don't agree with that? What you say? What's your mind?
I mean, I hear where you're coming from.
Right.
But usually, especially if you were like a at-home mom,
mm-hmm.
and you're with the kids all day,
mm-hmm.
and you need to vent or express yourself, but then you come in with this, this happened at work, or that happened at work, or my health problems, or my health issues, that kind of make us feel like you don't care.
Oh, okay.
But if you communicate and say, I hear you, babe, I'm pretty sure the kids drove you insane today, but give me a moment to unwind.
Okay. All right.
And then that's acceptable, but you just ain't come in, oh, my God, I had a hard day. I ain't trying to hear all this nonsense.
Right.
Because that kind of demeans our job is a hard job raising children.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What if you're a stay-at-home dad? Same thing?
Same thing. Goes both ways. If you're a stay-at-home dad,
Yeah, right. All right, so the therapist was saying just because something is important to you at this time doesn't mean that your significant other is in the headspace to be able to entertain a serious conversation. All right? It says if you talk with your partner without their permission, you might find yourself further frustrated if they're not emotionally available to provide you the support that you're looking for. And this is what it says. Instead by asking for permission to speak with the other person, you are agreeing to have the conversation, and therefore the other person will likely be more open to hearing your perspective from your point of view. So that's what the therapist is saying. But, I agree with you that, you come home and you may not be in the head space, but you got to communicate that you're not in the head space. Yeah, you got to communicate.
Way back when we can't read your mind.
That's
we don't
right.
know what's going on if you don't say it.
Right.
And
so
men don't like to say it.
Yeah, and that's it. Men, we got to communicate better. Like if something is bothering us, and the wife is like, "Hey, we need to talk. We need to say, hey, babe," and we need to say it in the right way. Hey, not no, I don't want to talk right now. Right? Mm-hmm. We want to be able to say, babe, right now, this is going on or whatever. Can we do this later? Can you give me 5 minutes? Or can you give whatever like that? All right. So we agree on that. All right. Absolutely. All right. So if y'all don't agree with that, and Jordan said your mic is low, so you need to speak into it. That means you need to draw up into it. You say, Mom, your mic is low. All right. That's what Jordan says.
Thanks, son.
All right. All right.
Is that better?
Jordan, if that's better, you just let us know, because I speak into it. All right.
I'm sitting like you told me to say it.
All right. Okay.
Like you the boss of me. One thing I wanted to say before we move to the next thing is, when our husbands are going through things, I think you guys forget that we're your helpmate. And if you're going through something internally in your head, I'm here so you can bounce that off of me so we can handle it together. That's one of our duties as a wife, is to be right. We become one once we get married. So if you going through something, then I'm going through something. If I'm going through something, then you're going through something. And I think men, because they the head of the house, they forget that, not just the physical aspect, but we're here for your emotional support as well as you're here for our emotional support. You get what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, so let me help you out. Let a sister help you
out. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Okay. I'm with you. I'm there, baby. I like to. We here together. All right. So number 1 was choose an appropriate setting. Number 2 was ask if it's okay to have a conversation. All right. Number 3, I love this one, is sit beside your partner instead of across from your partner, if possible. All right. So sit beside them instead of going across, because sometimes going across can be confrontational. That's what they're saying. So it says here, sitting beside your partner shows a level of solidarity. Because, it's sometimes if you got a big table or whatever and you sitting across, I'm there. Sometimes you just need to be. Sometimes our touch can help calm things down. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I just nice a hole in the hand. Say, you know what, baby, we're gonna get through this. I know you're mad, whatever like that, but we're gonna get through this. So sitting next, that we're next, because sometimes sitting across you get confrontational. Be like, yeah. But sitting next to them, you feel them, because again, you're one. Mm-hmm. Right. So since you're one, man, sitting next to your spouse, man, that can do some good things.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But when I'm talking to somebody, I like to look them directly in the eyes.
But no,
I'm sitting next to you.
Yeah, but sitting next to you can still sit.
You can sit your hand like this.
Yeah, but that's good. That you still looking in the eye. If you're sitting next to them, you still can look in their eye. You don't think so?
I mean, yeah, but I just think it's easier if you're face to face, and I think it depends on the tone of the conversation.
Okay. And
the height and the level of the voices, because sometimes you can be screaming and hollering and yelling at each other, but if you just lower the lights a little bit, it brings everything down. And as being a teacher, it's like whenever the kids get rowdy,
right,
and the lights go down, they know automatically, okay, let me bring it down. So I mean, that could be a part of setting the atmosphere as well, because it lessens the distractions. So if you can bring it to that medium at that point, in this way, you can look in eye to eye with each other, and you can sit in front of a person. But again, if the tone of the discussion is highly elevated, then you.
That's why sometimes having a good discussion at a restaurant is the best thing.
Yeah.
Around food, but around other people, so you're not getting loud, but you're not leaving the restaurant until it's solved. You know what I mean? So you just sit there, because it's like when people are around, you're not going to get too crazy if you're at a restaurant. I would hope,
Well, I don't know about. If I have something to say, I'm saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try my best to lower my tone and keep it as civilized as possible.
Okay. All right. Now I hear you.
Thank God we never had to deal with that.
Yeah, they had to deal with that. All right. So number four now is be direct. Be direct.
Mm-hmm.
So be direct in what it says. So a lot of times life battles are simply that, life's battles. They must be addressed. Oftentimes by beating around the bush, we confuse our significant other and we don't speak authentically from our hearts. But by being direct, you give your partner a concrete understanding of what your concerns are in a way that's not debatable, because your perspective is not undated with a lot of fluff. So be direct. Get straight to the point. I don't have to worry about that with you. I really don't have to worry about that with you. You get straight to the point of, hey, this is what we need to talk about. And you don't add no fluff, you don't do that. You get, hey, this is what, because if you start adding the fluff, I might confuse the fluff with what you really want to talk about, And I hate people when they come to me and getting ready to ask me something, they beat around the bush. You know how you say, man, don't stop beating around the bush. Just come on. What, like somebody coming, they want to get ready to ask you for money, and they say, well, I'm having a little trouble, and, I went to the light bill, and, the lights didn't come on, and this and that, and they come to ask you for money, right? So you may just spit it out. That's what we say, right? Mm-hmm. Spit it out. How much you need? That's what it all comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Just spit it out. So you just be direct when you want your partner to listen to you. Be direct in your conversation. If you want them, you done got through. You done asked them for the communication part. You done did all of this. Now you could be direct in your conversation. No fluff. All right. Absolutely. All right. So the next one. I love the next one. All right. Men, I know y'all going to hit me up. I know you're going to hit me up. I want you to put it in the chat, man. Do not nag. All right. Do not nag. I see that face that you're looking at me, baby. I think I need to put a close up on that face. But yeah, do not nag. Okay. And this is what the therapist says, I know that's a hard one, especially for what? For women. Especially for women. But we have to understand that when we nag our partners, it further makes them not want to meet our demands. The reality is, if a person is not doing what you ask them to do, chances are it's not because they don't know that you want them to do it. They just have some other reason for not doing it. All right? So y'all can't nag us. You can't nag us, baby. The women, y'all can't nag us, man. If you want something done, you tell us about it, but don't keep coming at us.
So if we want y'all to do something, why just don't get up and do it?
What you mean by that?
If we ask you to do something, we won't have to come back to you over and over again. When y'all ask us to do stuff, we do it.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Every time we ask y'all to do something, that y'all just get up and do it. How's that? How you believe that when a man asks a woman to get up and do something that y'all just it doesn't matter?
You know what? Anything we ask, anything we do, anytime we express ourselves, it's nagging with you men. It's always nagging. Oh, okay. Here she go again, and it can be something as simple. Because if I ask you to empty the dishwasher yesterday. If I actually emptied the dishwasher yesterday, let's say yesterday was Saturday, and here we are at Wednesday, and the dishwasher is still filled. You don't want me to say nothing, but now we taking forks out of there to eat, plates out of there to eat, because who didn't put it up? You didn't put it up. But if I ask you on Monday to take it out and you don't do it, and I ask you on Tuesday to take it out and you don't do it, here we are at Wednesday, we've been using the dishes out of the dishwasher, then I'm nagging you.
Yeah, because look.
Boo.
But look at this. The reason why I say that's nagging is because what does it hurt? What does it hurt that you're taking the spoons or whatever out of the dishwasher?
Ladies, put in the chat why that hurts.
Huh? I mean, that's what I'm saying. You asked me to take something out of the dishwasher, and maybe I got busy and I couldn't do it.
For 5 days, you got busy, bro.
Oh yeah, for 5
whole
days. Yeah, I could be busy for 5 days. All right. So Cynthia say men nag too. All right, Sister Cynthia, I hear you. All right.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Oh, man. All right. So, yeah, but, it seemed like to me, this is what happens. But, thank God you don't do it. Sometimes you used to do it. Sometimes you still may do it. I'm watching a basketball game, and then you want something done, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. I'm watching a football game, and I'm watching a basketball game, and you want something done that can be done later on. How is that? Right?
Eric, you tripping.
How am I tripping?
Because I will come and say, babe, when you catch a commercial or when you get a moment, can you help me do so-and-so, or can you do so-and-so? I always come at that particular time, and I never come to stop you right in the middle of your old game and ask you to do something. I'll be like, when you have a moment, and you know it.
Okay, I get that to you. I do. That's but I just want to express that for the fellas out there.
Not only that, let me tell you something. When I'm getting ready to watch a good Lifetime movie, and I know it's some stuff that I need to take care of before I get into my movie, I get it done, because I don't want no interruptions during my movie. Mm-hmm. So if you do whatever that needs to be done before your game come on, then you be good to go. And mind you, when March Madness come around, I do not bother this guy.
Yeah, you don't.
I go to the mall.
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The best time to nag me is during June, July, and August, because there ain't no sports going on.
Son.
So you get everything done. So if you want to wait, don't get nothing done September through May or June, and get everything done during those months, that'll be good. Hey, look what Izzy say. Look what Izzy say. Izzy say, I dislike the fact that society placed a tighter nag on women. Men nag as well. Women wouldn't need to nag if you did what she asked for. Then she said, y'all say something can be done later, but never get around to it. All right. I hear you. And you know what?
Openly with Ferg.
Little Ferg says what? Going to the mall is bothering him. Cash is leaving the house.
What?
Yeah. And you know what, Izzy? I want to tell you, because reading this, when I read this, when I said your partner, matter of fact, they had in here, if a person is not doing what you ask him to do. So again, that goes to about what Ismatha is saying, is that even when they wrote this, now they said the title is How to Get Your Partner, right? Mm-hmm. How to get your partner to listen to you. But in writing about the do not nag, they go straight for the
They go straight for
the woman. So that's not good.
Absolutely not.
That's not good.
I got y'all back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, men do nag as well.
All right, men do nag as well. All right, cool. All right, so let's look at let's go back and repeat. Choose an appropriate setting, number 1. Number 2, ask if it's okay to have a conversation. Number 3, sit beside your partner instead of across from your partner if possible. Number 4, be direct. Number 5, do not nag. All right. Don't nag each other. We can agree with that. Do not nag each other.
Okay.
And number 6 is use I statements. Nobody wants the finger pointed at them. When you remind your partner that they never do what they say they are going to do, you put pressure on them. And when people feel pressured, they become defensive. Can we agree with that?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can agree with that. People become defensive when you put pressure on somebody. They become defensive, and then that starts an argument. All right? And it says, instead, why not say something to the effect of, I feel pressured when you don't listen to me. I hope you don't use that, babe. You going to use that from now on?
I sure am.
I feel pressured when you don't listen to me. Because you think about this. You're taking, when you ask somebody to do something and they don't do it, your partner, you ask them to do it, now the pressure is on you to either do it or ask them again to do it. So that's putting the pressure on
But
you.
if I ask you again to do it, then I'm considered number 5.
No, but yeah, I mean, no.
See, I tripped you up, didn't I? Because number 5 saying that, don't ask people over and over again, and now this one's saying,
But I'm
don't
just,
put the pressure
but
on
that's what
me.
I'm saying is that what this is saying, it puts pressure on you. When you ask me to do something and I don't do it, then that pressure is being put on you to either do it or either ask me again to do it. So that's what it's saying. It says, look, hey, I feel pressured when you don't listen to me, because now the pressure is on me to react or not to react. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's good.
Well, yeah, I just, it's not a lot of things that you ask me to do that I don't do, and that I feel pressure
Right.
about,
Mhm.
getting it done. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
I'm
Cool.
cool with
All
that.
right. That's good. All right. So Ferg say, Ferg, I like that. Ferg say, what man nags? I like that, Ferg. I hear you.
Wesley Ferguson.
Oh man. 6. You say 6. That is the best way to be heard, and for a spouse to listen instead of getting defensive. All right. That's the best way to be heard. All right. All right. So number 7, and this is the last one. This is the last tip that we can give tonight that came from the website. Number 7 is listen in the same way that you want to be listened to. I like that one. If you want me to listen to you, I got to see that you're listening to me, right? It can't be no over talking. It can't be no. And one thing about me is my facial expressions. Y'all always used to get on me about my facial expression. My facial expression is saying a lot. My facial expression is saying I'm not even studying you, or I'm not listening to you, or that I'm pissed off or I'm mad or whatever. And so it's sometimes staring a blank face. It could be like I'm trying to not go, but it could be that I'm not listening to you, right? And so I got to show that I'm listening to you. That's why I love this exercise in my master's class. I love this exercise that it had with listening. So this is what it says in this listening for conflict avoidance. So the person is telling you how they feel. This is what is making me upset, or this is what I don't like, or whatever. And they're telling you, but they're not. And so what you have to do, you have to repeat it back of what you heard me say to you.
Like active listening.
Yeah, like actively, you got to be active listening. Hey, repeat it back. So you're saying not in a defensive way,
Right.
not in a tone way in counseling, but you're saying, okay, I don't want to miss. I want to make sure I want to hear you. You said that you didn't like, you didn't like me doing this and doing that. And you can say, yes, that's what it said. Because sometimes we hear what we want to hear, and that's not what the person is saying, right?
Absolutely.
Right? So we need to listen, just like we want somebody to listen to us, we got to listen to them, right? We can't be over-talking. We can't be looking all over the place. We got to be listening, all right? So we got to listen the same way that you want to be listened to. And
my grandmother used to do this game with us because, all of us kind of clunked out at her house in the summertime about 20 of us, and when it rained, we would all be inside and couldn't go out. And one game she used to say, "Come." She used to tell one person a secret in their ear, and that person had to tell the next person. They had to go around. Once it got to the last person, that person had to repeat what the secret was. We never got it right. Because we never really listened, because we heard what we wanted to hear and we added in what we wanted to add in. So active listening is very important in a relationship, especially when it comes down to communication. Body language is important too.
Oh God, yes.
When you saying one thing and your body doing this, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Nah, I'm not taking that.
Right.
No, I'm not taking that.
Right.
So you have to really be careful with your body language, especially because we as women, we pay close attention to that.
Right.
That's one of the things that I don't know how we end up with it, but it's keen. We can read a person real quick.
Well, men, we pay attention to body language too.
So you'll know if you're talking to me and my arms are folded and I'm like,
yeah,
I can't wait for this conversation to be over.
So
then
you're not
it's
listening.
like what you're saying is not even penetrating in my thoughts, because I'm ready to come to my defense and bounce back at you.
So do you think when you see like we come at a crossroads, do you think it is best that we say, okay, we need to take a break, because we're not getting nowhere? You know what I mean? You getting defensive, I'm getting defensive because you did defensive, you getting defensive because I did. And so maybe somebody needs to say, you know what, let's just take a break. Let's just take a break and let's come back. Let's go and cool off. Let's come back to the table and let's talk about this issue. But like you said, we got to talk about this issue. We got to be direct about this issue. Do you think that's cool?
Yeah, I think in the past, we've had situations where we had to walk away and I would go for a car ride.
Yeah.
I'm like, grab the keys, I'm out the door, and that separation give us both time to calm down. But when I'm gone, you be calling my phone. What you be calling me for?
Hey, because I be missing you,
And I be saying, nope, nope. So, so I think sometimes you have to step away so you can regroup and come back in again, the tone of the argument, the height of it, how if the bickering are going and the arguing are going. I think that determines solving the problem at that moment.
Right. All right, so we got some here, right? I mean, Tyrone up there in Atlanta say, if a woman asks a man to do something he does not want to do, is she considered to be nagging?
No.
Huh?
Wait a minute.
Let me read that again. If a woman asks the man to do something he does not want to do, is she considered to be nagging?
No.
No?
No.
What if he don't want to do it?
Then he should tell her, listen, honey, I just don't want to do that.
Okay.
Is there something else that we could do? Can we compromise on something else? But that, I don't want to do it.
Right. Because, maybe maybe she's asking him to do something that he's not good at. Right, and then if he does it, he might mess it up.
Like fold the towels.
Like fold the towels. We still got to bring that example. They're towels. Or something like that. So especially when you married longer, you learn what the other spouse is good at and what they're not good at. And so it would be crazy for me to ask you to say, hey, Patsy, I need you to do this computer program for me, right? I know you're not good at it. I know it's going to frustrate you. And I keep asking you, hey, when you going to do this computer? When you going to do this computer? I know that you're not good at it and you don't like it. And you're just terrible at it. But I keep nagging you about it. That's on me. I shouldn't do that. So I know from being married 31 years, I know what you're good at and you know what I'm good at. And when you're starting learning, and when you're just getting married and you're getting into the groove, sometimes you ask your partner what they're not good at, and they say, no. But they shouldn't just say, no, I don't want to do it. It should be a conversation.
Like I said, communication.
Communication, yeah.
If you don't want to do it, if you don't like doing it, then you need to, speak up and say, hey, babe, that's not my thing.
That's not my thing. That's not my jag. So, no, okay. And then Ferg says, do unto others and realize this important fact. You don't get to decide if you hurt your spouse or if there's something that upsets them. Virtual Melody says yes. I think that's your cousin, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, you have to recreate them, repeat it back. Yes, that's a way effective when we're talking about active listening. And first, that men read body language more than what you say. that's my boy Fergus.
I wasn't aware because this one here, I can tell him, I'm like, babe, did you see that response? Like, no, I didn't get that. And I'm like, we both sitting right here, and you didn't notice that. So Eric don't read body language like I read body language. So I just say, I'm guessing. And maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I was just assuming all men. But he doesn't read body language very well. Mm-hmm. But he don't pay enough attention.
I don't pay enough attention with body language.
If he paid attention, he would.
Right.
So, okay, Ferg.
Right. Ferg, you're gonna do that. All right.
I want to go back to something that Ismatha said about this nagging thing.
Okay. All right. You want to go back to Ismatha.
So she said, so if she have to ask you again, it's not nagging. That is just her holding you accountable for what you said you would do. So you're not holding your end of the bargain, and it lets us down. I'd be so broken.
Oh, Lord.
Look at these dishes. It's Wednesday.
You know what? You on them dishes, man. All right, you on them dishes.
I'm just using that as an example.
I know.
But so that's kind of how we feel. It's like we're a unit. We're a team, right, Ferg? So we got to do this thing together. So one person shouldn't always have to do the 80%.
Right. Okay. All right. So we understand and we know. Tyrone say, can he not learn to fold the towels? He learned new things on the job with no question. What's the difference? That's what Kim say. All right, we need to go back to this towel thing. I mean, because, or you can go back and listen. I don't fold it, Tyrone, your grandma taught me how to fold towels my way. And I learned how to fold towels my way. So when I met Patsy, she has a way of folding the towels her way, right? So what I would do if I washed the clothes, so I would fold the towels. She say, babe, you don't fold the towels right. I say, I'm folding the towels. No, I want them fold this way. So I said what I would say, well, if you want them fold that way, you fold them, right? Fold them yourself. So now when I wash, I give her the towels and she fold them. But in the meantime, in between time, she did say, babe, this is how I like the towels to be folded. And we sat there and she gave me a class, a 15 to 20 minute class.
Oh, babe,
you hear that, Ferg? 15 to 20 minute class on how she likes the towels folded. So when the time comes and she's not there to fold the towels, I can fold the towels the way that she wants the towels to be folded. All right. Is that did I say that correctly?
Yes, babe. There is a wrong way to fold towels, and we're not even going to go back into that because that was a whole thing on chores. If you get an opportunity
go back
to
marriage chore wars. Marriage chore wars
that
is right
was
there.
Great.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing. Like, it took you, here we are at 3-1 years, and it took you, the last 2 years to get this? But when you told me how you like your shirts folded and stuff and how your mommy taught you how to fold your laundry or whatever, I took it upon myself as the dutiful wife that honor her king to learn how to fold your stuff exactly how you need it. So when you go and open that drawer and see those fresh clothes in there, they nice and folded just the way your mama taught you. But you didn't do that with the towels. You did your own thing. And it is. Don't be stopped, Ferg, please. If you got them, if they on the shelf, you want the round part sticking out, not the flaps, because anything can happen, and it's not neat. Anyway, I'm moving on from that.
Yeah, thank you, fellas. Thank you, fellas, for coming to my rescue. But we got Melissa saying that you're right. Patsy way is the right way. All right. Okay. All right. So thank you, Ferg, because you say so. Eric is not wrong in the way he folds the towels. His way is just different. I like that. All right.
Okay, I'll take that. You, my brother, I love you. Okay, his way is different, but when he needs things to be when he want things to be his way, or if he have a certain way that he want things to be done, I make it my business to learn so I can do that for him and make him happy and keep him a smile on his face.
A smile on my face, baby. You do keep a smile on my face.
Thank you.
I love you. I love you. I miss you so much when I was in Chicago.
I missed you too.
Oh man.
And let me tell you, first when you said you was gonna be leaving, I was like, yes, I got the house to myself. When is he leaving? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I got the house to myself, and lo and behold, hey mom, me and Malika bringing the baby down.
That's what you get.
But I enjoyed my time with them, and Juice Syndicate came by, so yeah. I be wanting a little me time, like sometimes. And
I'm gonna have to send you on a trip then. Let's go somewhere, so you can have some me time. All right.
Okay.
Let's send you somewhere. All right. So we know that relationships are complicated.
Yep.
And communicating is part of the reasons why. Communication is key. Like you always say, communication is key. There's 3 things that I say. You laughing about something. Weston Ferguson probably said something. I know.
You need a nap.
Weston Ferguson need a nap. Man, you need to go to sleep, huh? That's what Patsy say. All right, so we thank you we got one more thing, so that was it. So let's go through the list again so they can, make sure that everybody's good. So if somebody's writing, they could put it in there. Number 1 is choose an appropriate setting. You don't want to be, especially in front of your kids.
Dim the lights.
Dim the lights and everything. Number 2, and if it's okay, ask if it's okay to have a conversation. Babe, is this the right time to talk? Or whatever like that, and again, the man has to communicate, hey, or a woman has to communicate, not right now, I'm right in the middle of something. Can you wait 15 minutes or something like that? All right. But now if you say, can you wait, you better be ready, to have that conversation. Number 3, sit beside your partner instead of across from your partner, if possible. Your unity shows solidarity. Number 4 is be direct. Don't be fluffing it up. Get to the point. So because the person will say, man, what do you want? All right. Number 5, do not nag. That means men and women do not nag. They keep I guess nagging to me, babe, I'm telling you, you don't nag me. But I'm saying nagging to me is hovering over somebody and say, when you gonna do it? 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 Now, to me, that is nagging. That is nagging. All right, but asking me, one day you say, hey, babe, you still didn't do the dish, you didn't still take the thing out of the dishes. That's really not nagging. All right. Number 6 is use I statements. That's where it says, I feel pressured when you don't listen to me. The pressure's all on me. And number 7 is listen in the same way that you want to be listened to. That was what you call active listening. All right. All right. Tyrone said, I need to send you to Atlanta. Yeah, but I don't want you to get in trouble in Atlanta. You might get in trouble in Atlanta. Yeah, you might get some people in Atlanta. Yeah, you got some people in Atlanta. You might get in trouble. All right, so we got a few minutes. If somebody wants to call in, we getting our call in together. So if you want to call in, you'll be able to call in. Where's that? There it is, right there. All right. The number to call in, let's get right here. Yeah, we ready. All right. So the number, the number to call in, I'm gonna put it up here on the screen. Our engineer is not here today, so I'm trying to do everything together. So the number to call in is 754-222-2219. 754-222-2219, and you can call in. We want you to call into the show if you got some questions or some comments. We want you to call into the show, and we'll be able to talk and ask those questions, answer those questions. Hey, all right. Dr. Mandy Fresh is on the line. I mean, not on the line, but she's in the chats. Thank God for you. Thank God. Thank God for the ministry of House of Love Ministries. They are here every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. We come in, Real Life Church comes in, and we start service at 10:45. So hey, if you want to get your early morning service in, come in at 9 o'clock. And then if you want to get a little bit later, come in at 10:45. All right, so we want to wait a couple more minutes. If you want to call in, you can call in, and we would love to talk to you. Maybe you have some comments about something we said, and you can call in. You can call in. You can call in. All right. Okay. All right. Hey, we want to give you a shout out there, Dr. Mandy. Matter of fact, Dr. Mandy is getting ready to do a business expo here. She's getting ready to do a business expo. So, all right. Oh Lord. All right. We got somebody. We got somebody calling in. You ready for this, babe? You ready? All right. Okay. We got Ismatha. She's on the line. Ismatha is on the line. Ismatha, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Hey, thank you for joining us.
Hello, my love. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Hanging in there.
All right. Talk to us, Ismatha. Talk to us, Ismatha from South Carolina.
So I have a question about, you stated that it's good to set the mood and sit next to each other and hold each other's hands in the midst of trying to resolve a conflict. But how does one do that if there's tension or if someone's upset or has already reached their breaking point?
Okay.
And sometimes you don't want to be touched when you're, going through a heated argument.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I agree with that. I'm thinking more of, because it's trying to get your partner to listen to you. So I'm thinking before it gets to that heated, it's almost like, hey, let's sit down and let's talk about this. And not that you got to hold a hand. I'm just saying that could be your thing, but it's before it gets to that, because like you said, if it gets to that real heated, you ain't gonna want to be touched. You ain't gonna be, you be almost doggone out. You don't even be looked at, because you know that the person is not getting. So what I'm saying is that, as far as what they're saying and what I'm saying is that before it gets that, maybe it's something minor that you're talking about. That hey, we need to pay this bill and things like that. But you're trying to get that person to listen to you at that time, and it's not a really heated thing. Does that answer your question?
I think
It does answer my question, but I have a second part to that.
Okay.
Sorry, you want to go first, Sister Patsy?
Yeah. I want to say,
Go ahead.
when it get to that point, that's time when you do that separation. You hop in the car, go for it, right? You know what? I'll be back. Because when you're yelling at each other, you're not really hearing each other, because we're both trying to get our point across. So we have to separate, regroup, and then try and come back and bring the tone down. I think that's how we've dealt with things in the past. I'll leave.
And my follow-up to that was, now, Pastor Eric mentioned earlier that it's not good for spouses or partners or whomever to, it's not good for them to nag. But my thing is, if you're asking to have a conversation and that individual is not ready for the conversation, you leave it alone and you come back and you ask, hey, are you ready to have the conversation? And that person says again, no, not ready. You leave it alone. And then you come back. So me coming back turns into me nagging one. And then my frustration is building because you're essentially shutting me down, like I said before, while I'm holding you accountable for you saying you're going to talk to me later, but you never get to it. So where's the fine line of nagging and holding you accountable for what you said you were going to do?
Well, I would say this, and this is it. I think if you come back the second time, right, with the conversation, any partner, any spouse should realize that this is important to the other person. And if it's important, I think Ferg said this, if it's important to you, then it has to be important to me, because you asked the first time. You remember one of the things was maybe my mind is not into it or whatever like that. So, okay. So now the person should say not just, not, like Patsy was saying, they shouldn't just say, not right now. They should have an explanation of why not right now. I believe that. They should have to say, hey, right now I'm just getting home or getting my clothes, getting clothes off. Give me about 10 minutes to calm down and we let's have this conversation. That should be a part of the conversation. If you come back to them, that person should realize that it is important to you. You're not coming to them because they, you giving them somebody giving them $1 million or something. It is important to you. So what is important to Patsy should be important to me, because why? We are one, right? When she hurts, I should hurt. When she needs something that's very, very important to her, I should be able to say, man, that is important to her, and I need to get myself together, because she wouldn't come the second time. And Lord help her, Lord help me if it comes down to the third time, because I know, just like, probably you would do it, or any other woman or any other man would say, look, this is important, and you putting me off. We need to talk about this right now. And then when it gets to that point, ain't no holding hands, ain't no sitting beside each other, because we done let it went too far. And now what's going to have to happen, God forbid, that, you got to have active listening. You got to have that listening, because now the other person get on the defensive because you made me talk. It just get complicated. So therefore, in order to avoid that third, and sometimes you avoid the second, go ahead and say, okay, babe, I'm taking my clothes off. I'm doing whatever. I'm doing whatever. Let's talk, because it's important to you. Because you have to realize, Patsy would have never came to me and asked me to say, let's talk with those words if it wasn't important to her. So I need to stop what I'm doing and talk.
And I want to just say, and this is, we had young kids. I worked. I came home, I cooked. And if you walked in the door in your little camouflage Marine Corps uniform.
Shout out for
and
raw.
Hey, and I wanted to, and you wanted to talk to me. Guess what? I listened. I was stirring that spaghetti, but I was hearing you out.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing this and getting the kids, okay, this answer is wrong. You need to go back and fix that. But I was listening. I stopped what I did. I didn't stop what I was doing, because these things still have to be done, because bedtime, bath time, then my time, then the baby time. All of this stuff was still gonna happen and still needed to happen. However, I made myself listen to you, and I answered you, and I encouraged you if you was having a bad day or whatever had happened at work. I made myself available for you. Now, if you came in and I said, not right now, I'm cooking dinner, I'm helping Peaches with her homework. I'm sorry, can you? Okay, it's repeating back to me, babe.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm like, I can't listen to you right now because I'm helping Peaches with her homework, she ain't good in math, or I can't help you do this because the baby need this shoe tied or something like that, then, that's how I make myself available for you.
Homework,
okay.
She ain't good.
Hey, Ferg, can you go?
Logged in on the phone.
Hey, Ferg, can you go mute, Ferg? Can you go mute, Ferg, please? All right.
Okay, so
all right.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's like I made myself available. Everything is repeating back. I'm sorry.
Oh, there we go.
So I made myself available, and it seems like we can multitask and get things done. But it seems like you guys can't do the same, and we don't understand that. It's not that we want to point fingers at y'all, and it's not that we want to nag y'all. We have a process of getting things done and having certain conversations.
All right, let me answer that. The book says men are from Venus.
And that's exactly what I was trying to say. I feel like women compromise more than men. I'm not saying you men don't compromise, but you said something important. Pastor Eric, you said, if it's important to her, then I should see it as, you should deem it as important. So what you may not see as important as in like unloading the dishwasher, for her, that's one less stress
That
bubble
I
that
have
she
to
has to go
do.
through, or anxiety, or whatever the case may be, or folding the towels. Sometimes we
Stop
want to
shaking your
open up the
head.
linen closet and find it, visually, aesthetically pleasing. Those things don't bother you, but yet I'm sure when you walk through the door and you come to a clean house that she just cleaned, I know you're like, dang, I'm so glad I married the right woman because she keeps my house clean. She keeps my kids in order, and she's, attentive to my needs. We want that reciprocated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is what I got to say to both of you all. The book says men are from Venus, women from Mars, right? We are two different people. And I think once we realize that we are different, men do not multitask well.
Okay.
We just don't. I don't care what you're trying to do. We do not multitask well. Women do.
But if
Women,
you know you don't multitask well, I think you should take it a step further to make it your duty to say, you know what? I can't talk right now because I'm in the middle of the game and I want to finish watching the game. But on the next commercial, let me put a little note in my phone to say, talk to babes before, after this game is over, because I'm going to forget or I can't do it right now in the moment. It's taking the initiative or taking that extra step to show her I may not be able to do it right this second, but don't worry, I got you. But
well,
when you let 5 days go by, it's almost like you devalued her in a sense.
well, I agree. I do agree. I mean, I agree. I mean, I think that's what Patsy was and it was saying when we were talking about the nagging or the be direct. Something I don't forgot is that we have to communicate when you're asking something. We have to communicate and say, "Hey, I'm watching the game right now. Let me get it up." And again, what I guess what each partner got to realize, because it's not all on men. Sometimes women do it too. Each person got to realize it's an accountability thing. It's not a nagging thing. I think you said that, Smatha. It's not. It's an accountability. So when it's like this. When somebody gives you their word, they're not your spouse, but they give you your word. You hold them accountable to that word.
Absolutely.
Am I right about it?
Absolutely.
Am I right
Yeah.
about it, Smith? So why
Yes.
can't your spouse hold you accountable to what you said? And sometimes, right, what I'm saying is that if I say to you, and you come in and I'm watching the LA Lakers beat Denver tonight, right? And I'm watching that, and you come and say, "Babe, I need you to do this, I need you to do that," and I say, "Hey, I'm gonna do it after the game or in halftime." When you come at the third quarter and it's not done, it's not that you're nagging, it's that you're holding me accountable to the word that I had promised you that I was going to do it. And I think that's what spouses, partners have to realize. It's not nagging, it's accountability.
All right,
Yes.
you heard it there. I agree with that.
All right? So
I second that. And I'm gone, so first to get his in.
Oh, Jesus. All right, thank you, Smatha.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Love you.
Have a good night.
All right.
night.
Good night.
Love y'all too.
All right. All right, Fergie Ferg, you on. Can you hear?
You got to unmute yourself.
Ferg, you got to unmute yourself, Ferg. I want to make sure I bring my computer next time. Yeah, because the computer. All right,
Hey,
Ferg.
you two, what's going on in your world?
What's up there, Fergie Ferg? I finally got let me get a man on this
I
thing.
did.
All right, let me get a man on this. Come on, talk to me, man.
I did unmute myself.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, you
Okay,
two,
we can
what's
hear
going
you.
on in your world?
All right, talk to us, Ferg. You got to turn your TV down.
I did.
All right, let me get a man on this. Come on, talk to me, man.
I'm waiting for this thing to catch up.
Okay, no, just turn your TV down. Just turn the volume down.
All right, talk to us, Ferg. You got to turn your TV down.
Man.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
All right, I'm just going to start talking. I think there's a delay.
All right.
It's okay.
What all of you are saying is awesome. All right, and especially not especially, but I also said that we different. Men and women are different.
I agree.
I agree.
And as soon as we realize that the way you think and the way I think, neither one of us are wrong. That's the way we were designed.
Okay.
Now, let's talk about this nagging stuff. men, we have to. All right, men, we have to understand that, hey, we don't ever want to disappoint our women. We don't want to let them down. So when it's our turn to do something that we were asked, you can't keep using that excuse about you not ready to do it all the time.
Okay.
The good men will make sure that that stuff is done.
Okay.
No, we may not adjust to everything you speak of, like changing the way we do our towels. But we don't want to let you down. Because if you win the conversation, that means we lost, or vice versa. And we're supposed to be on the same team.
I like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. I like that, Ferg. I like that. I like that. Okay.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, that was good.
And then also, the reason the second time you ask about a conversation, we should definitely take that serious. After that, it's not nagging. We just being stubborn. All right? But I'm not saying that just about all men, because as Eric said, women are the same, can be the same way as well. All right? But
I agree with that.
please let this sink in that we think about things different. If you see an accident and I see an accident, you are wondering about possibly, oh my goodness, I wonder if she has on clean panties. But the man is thinking, how can he help? How can he fix the situation? We think differently.
Okay. I like that, Ferg. I really do.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I'm gonna put a pin in that, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, Ferg. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Well, hey.
But men, y'all stand up. These daggone women try to talk about us the whole show.
I'm telling you, man. I look. I got my nephew Tyrone. He called in. He did say something.
I'm out.
He did say something.
Yeah, he
Don't
did.
need to call in.
Oh Lord. Got Malika calling in.
Oh, that's right. Answer that line.
All right, Malika. Can you hear us, Malika?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can. But first, before you say that, I want to give an applause before. Thank you for calling in,
But
brother.
he ain't applaud none of our stuff.
Mhm.
Ooh, see, that's what we talking about.
Oh
right now.
Lord. Go ahead, Malika.
Yeah, so first, interesting topic, love it. I'd say with my significant other, his biggest tell is his body language. And while we were talking about this, he was like, "What? No." And I'm like, "Yes, like one of your biggest things is that you'll try to, avoid confrontation and tell me everything's okay, everything's good, but by your body language, I could tell you're not okay." So then, have you guys ever confronted each other on body language or confronted somebody on body language?
Yeah, Patsy has confronted me on my body language, especially my facial expressions. Good Lord, from like almost like the first time we were together. My facial expressions tells it all, and she'd be like, "Straighten up your face," almost like my mom would be like, "Pull it together, straighten up your face." My body language is not. I don't know if my body language is bad, babe. You can tell me. I don't know. You've never really confronted me with my body language. You already confronted me with my facial expressions. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can see that with Jordan. Jordan was that way growing up. He may say everything is okay, but you can see by how he stiffens his back and push his head back like this that it's not okay. So, I more or less just, you relax a little bit. Yeah, relax. Like if Eric is trying to this is what drives me insane with Eric. If we're gonna make a right turn,
Oh Lord.
and Eric is all the way in the left lane.
Oh Jesus.
So, but he wants to make a right turn, so he's gonna speed up to try and cut off, and then he gets mad when the people don't let him in. But you knew you was going to turn right the whole time. Why are you all the way over there? So when I say that to him, I can see that he's frustrated with me because he does it all the time. So I see that body language start to tighten up. So I know he's feeling some sort of way because I question why he driving this way. And so I'll just be like, you need to relax a little bit. We're gonna get done when we get done. We're going to be all right. But the point of that is slow down. Or leave early. Don't rush. So, so I think it's just, walking up to him and say, you say you all right, but your body telling me something else. What's really happening? So, confront it that way. Let them know straight up. I heard you said you were okay and that everything was fine, but your body language is speaking volumes, and it does. It's loud.
We got to wrap up.
Oh, it's almost time?
It's time.
Oh,
yeah, it is, man. This was a good conversation. But before we go, Izzy says, "Where's Malika? Hey, Malika, I'm so sorry, Malika. Are you good? Are you good? All right. Where's Amai?
She is sleeping now. She just had her bath.
Oh, okay. All right. We love you. We love you so much.
Give her some hugs.
Give us a hugs and kisses. Thank you. All right. So I'm good. I have to do this for Izzy. Because she says, I'm a hater. So I'm gonna give Izzy this applause is for you. All right. You did your thing tonight. That was very good. That was very good. I like what Izzy said.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for calling in. All right, so it is time to go. Man, this has been a good conversation. We thank you for everybody who was watching all the way from South Carolina, Atlanta, North Carolina, Fort Lauderdale, Coral Springs, Tampa. Man, this has been good, man. So we thank each and everyone who is watching tonight. We are on every podcast platform that you can name of. It will be up tonight because this is a good one. So I got to make sure I put it up tonight. So if you want to go and you're doing your exercise tomorrow, or you're cleaning your house, or you're driving in your car, or whatever, you can go back and listen to this conversation tonight. And we hope that you had a good time because we did. Did you have a good time, babe? I had a great time. This is one of the better ones, huh?
Well, we say that every time.
Yeah, we do.
And I just think, but the Lord is just really blessing, and He's just dropping more and more wisdom and guidance in us, and it's just getting better and better and better, and the audience is getting wider, and they're communicating with us and talking with us. So we are so grateful. This is something that I was like, we got to do this.
Yeah, we got to do this.
We got to do this, and now that we're doing it, God is truly opening up our eyes as our relationship. So trust and believe. He reminds us of things that we've gone through that, we had to get there. And with him, he's bringing it back to our remembrance.
Right.
We go through our study on how to approach this subject. So it's been awesome.
Been good.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So again, please make sure you like the video, please. And on the podcast, make sure you like and review and comment. On our YouTube channel, if you want to feel like you want to make a comment about this show, go back and make a comment. Don't just make a chat. Please go back and make a comment. It helps us get this video out. Because if you know, YouTube now has devoted about almost $2 billion into their podcast. And so the audio goes to their music library. And so how you help us get it out is by liking and by sharing and by commenting. That's how you do it. All right. So what we got? What you laughing about, babe? All right. So says Malika, I give you applause too. If Carolina was here, she would have had your claps. Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna give y'all one last. This is for Malika, this is Izzy. This is for all the women, power women in our lives. All right.
Amen.
All right. Good night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. God bless.
Thank you.
If you're
Dr.
hearing this
Mandy.
message, you've listened to the entire episode. And for that, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We hope you enjoyed this new episode. And if you did, please rate and review our show on your favorite podcast channel. Please share this episode with others who may be interested in this topic. Also, feel free to let us know what topics you'd like to see covered in future episodes. Get in touch in the comments or on any social media networks at Marriage in Real Life Podcast. See you next week for a new episode.